Hello, Dennis and Adam. This is your wake-up call. Every Thursday on your podcast, you've given movie reviews, but you've never fully reviewed an entire franchise. Now you will be given the chance to do so. Your aim in this game is to review the entire Saw franchise in less than 90 minutes. You have 7 films to review. When there are that many films to review, the only thing left to do is watch them or else. There are ways to win this hidden all around the internet. Just remember, X marks the spot for the treasure. If you do not watch all 7, then your podcast will be toast. Burnt toast. And I'll delete your show off the World Wide Web. Let the game begin.
It's the Movie Toast Show, here for you. Dennis and Adam joke about orgasms and sweet movie reviews. We talk about TV too, right?
I think so.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah! Movie Toast.
Hey, welcome everyone. Episode 85 Movie Toast News and Reviews is here. We might sound a little different this week because we're going to record back on Zoom opposed to our normal platform of Zencastr, which gives us even better quality, but apparently it doesn't want us to be able to talk to one another. Dennis, I know you're probably fuming because of the issues we're having, but we're finally here.
Man.
How you doing?
Yeah, I'm glad we're in it though. We're here. We're here bringing you the toast, folks. That's what this is all about. So I'm just glad we got it nailed down. We're gonna get our groove back. Okay, Stella.
Oh yeah, watch out, Whoopi Goldberg. Dennis, I can actually hear you talking right now, man. I'm ecstatic. This is a big episode, man.
Huge.
We got
Huge.
so much toast. We can't even fit it all in one toaster right now. We need like 5 toasters to pop all this shit. But off the top, man, I got my second dose of Moderna this previous week, so I'm all fucking juiced up, man. Hopefully I don't get that COVID.
COVID proof.
Yeah. So how was your week?
I was good. Hard working. I did some physical labor working on a house this week, but good.
Nice.
I felt satisfied wiping the sweat off my brow and cutting steel and painting walls.
You're like a Ford Tough commercial right there without the Ford.
Built podcast tough.
Yeah, I love that. What is that, like a Powerpuff Girl at the end there? Tough.
Actually, a Powerpuff Girl is so much fucking tougher than me. Any Powerpuff Girl is a way bigger badass than I am.
Oh man, I'm so excited for the live action Powerpuff Girl continuation series.
Ooh, I don't know. I'm
intrigued. I'm intrigued to see the CW version.
Will I attempt watching it? Sure. Do I have any faith or confidence in it? None whatsoever. I need to see a green-skinned Mojo Jojo with a fucking crazy white and blue striped helmet. You know, like I need the old Gennady Tartakovsky animation. Because wasn't that his show too?
I wouldn't be shocked. I wouldn't be shocked.
Oh man, no, that's classic Powerpuff Girls. That is peak Cartoon Network.
Do you remember? I think when we were in college, so I didn't see it. I doubt you saw it. They actually made a Powerpuff Girl anime for a little bit. I don't know.
I remember hearing about it. I did not watch it though.
I
did not watch it.
Apparently it was so great, neither have seen it. And then they tried bringing it back on Cartoon Network a few years ago, and I don't know how that went.
Yeah, I remember it was like the animation style was different, the voice cast was different. I want to say they rewrote some of the story, like
probably.
They it was like a rehash.
Yeah, it
wasn't even like
anything different.
Yeah. Ugh.
Although I did enjoy the movie with the Rowdy Rough Boys, like
that was the Mojo Jojo origin story.
Yes, yeah, that's what it was.
I never saw that, so I actually would love to give that a shot. I'd love to toast that. Actually,
I think my dad and I went to the theater and saw that and Men in Black 2.
It was
a fun day.
That's cool. It's a very superhero double feature.
Someone's driving their car. They're like, "You fucking dumbass! That came out 5 years difference." Now I gotta look this up. I gotta make sure I'm like not making this up. I feel like that was it.
What are these toasters talking about?
They claim they know movies. Hey. They can't answer simple trivia questions, and they don't know
real
Powerpuff Girls came out.
The real toasties will have faith. Look, all right, folks. You know you're here for the movie toast. We know you're here for the movie toast, but we also know the toast is all-encompassing. Entertainment is affected on many platforms, and all of it has influence. And it all comes back to the feature films. And of the many entertainment platforms that interact with their feature film viewing is social media, which is where we talk to you folks, and where we love to have our polls presented for you. Oh, excuse me. That was inappropriate phrasing.
You really got to calm down with your poll talk here, man. You every week it's something new that just we take something so wholesome as like trivia and polls, and you're like, I'm gonna make it naughty this week.
I'm gonna make it dirty. No,
Busting out the lube for these polls, gonna wax it.
that's you're stealing good material, man.
Oh,
That's
boy.
good. That's good stuff.
I just want to let you know that that is good stuff, Dennis. You work very hard. I laugh every week we talk about polls. I'm like, what?
Thank you.
What the fuck did I just hear? But I do want to confirm that both the Powerpuff Girl movie and Men in Black 2 did come out in 2002. So I think my story is accurate.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't doubt it for a second.
I doubted it. I'm like, I'm making this up. But it's true. But yeah, no. So over at movie_toast on Twitter, we do polls. So I got 3 for you this week, Dennis. You ready to go?
Do.
All right. So one of my favorite news stories of the week. We're not doing news this week, guys. Sorry, but this does relate to something that came out. Adult Swim is making 3 feature films of some shows that they recently canceled. So we're getting a feature film for Venture Brothers, Metalocalypse, and Aqua Hunger Force. And I want to know which of those 3 they're most excited about. And I also throw in a 4th as I want to see them all.
Oh, see, now I gotta be honest. In reality, I would vote for the 4th one. But to be honest, it is a really, really close call between Aqua Teen and Metalocalypse. I love both of those shows. Yeah.
Okay.
That's my answer.
For me, it's kind of similar. It's like Aqua Teen and then Venture Brothers. I've never watched Metalocalypse, but I have seen Death Clock live at Festival Supreme once. And I don't know what I'm seeing, but I know it's a whole thing. But yeah, no, it's crazy. I really enjoyed Aqua Teen Hunger Force: the movie for cinema or whatever it was called.
Movie film for theaters.
Yes, yeah. Just the opening scene of that, like the lobby. Let's go to the fucking lobby or whatever, and then the death so much. But yeah, so 0 votes for Aqua Teen.
What?
Yeah, I was very shocked by that.
I'm heartbroken. What
Me
is
too.
the sense of humor in you toasties? My goodness.
29% for Venture Brothers. Yeah. Oh, I did skip. I want to see them all. Got 14%, and 57 went to Metalocalypse. So
yes.
So that's kind of cool. I mean, I know that's a big cult. All those shows are cult following, so it's nice to see them again. And they specifically said that they're not going straight to HBO Max, where a lot of people assume that would go. They're actually going to have, I think they're for the hardcore fans, you can buy it on Blu-ray, DVD, and digital, like a month before they show up, or like 45 days before they come on HBO Max. So
okay.
I want to give the people who really want to see it, they want to give it a shot.
You know what? I think
theaters.
For this round, I might actually pay to rent one of these out front before it hits HBO. I mean, usually I'm patient and I'll wait for HBO, but I would like to reward Adult Swim. Thank you for revisiting some material I am a fan of.
Yeah. And speaking of material that you're a fan of, Dennis, last week we reviewed the first 2 episodes of The Bad Batch, and I believe we're going to be talking about the 3rd episode today. But I wanted to know what our audience preferred show-wise of Star Wars out of Clone Wars, Rebels, Mandalorian, and Bad Batch.
Ooh. Damn.
Yeah, it's heavy.
Oh man,
stuff
you know
there.
what? I gotta be honest. I'm gonna sidestep this one. I don't think I can choose, but I am very curious to hear what the audience has to say.
Okay, 11% to the Rebels. It's just Rebels, but
that's
I
a lot more.
Other. Yeah. 11% for Bad Batch. I know right now we haven't had much.
Interesting. Okay.
11%.
It does require a lot of information coming into it. So I'm sorry.
True. No, you're good. 11. So now we're down to one more 11% and one 67%. Do you want to say guess which one got which?
I feel Mando's taking the cake. Live action is going to be the controlling number here.
That's exactly what I thought. But we're both wrong. It's 67% to Clone Wars. So I'm kind of shocked. I thought you were going to agree with the audience on this, but I like how you took yourself out of that.
There we go. Hey, hats off to you folks. I honestly am impressed. You proved me wrong. That there is some storytelling throughout that series. So
I feel like you have more time to live with it and understand the mythology.
You get to savor it. And that's one series. The people who say they're hardcore Star Wars fans that haven't watched it, that's something I will always point point their direction. You gotta go check it out. It is so worth investing the time if you have it, if you have the time. You know?
Yeah. And then our final poll we have here. Last week I reviewed the 10th anniversary Dolby Cinema re-release of Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. So I wanted to know what our audience's favorite graphic novel turn to feature film was out of Sin City, Watchmen, 300, and Scott Pilgrim.
Oh, damn. Those are fun choices too.
Yeah, and it's crazy because I feel like two of them are Zack Snyder, and there were some other ones, but it's like these are the better ones, so I had to stick with them.
Oh, dang. Shoot, no, that's what would you pick first, man?
Oh God, it's tough. It's gonna be Scott Pilgrim, but very close behind it would have been Sin City. But Scott Pilgrim
Really?
for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
I gotta be honest, and I feel like this will be divisive for some people. For me, it's a toss-up between Scott Pilgrim and 300.
Okay.
I loved that visceral experience watching the film. That was something when you saw it in theaters. I remember I have a distinct memory of my dad taking me to see this when he clearly had no idea what it was he was taking me to.
Oh yeah, dude. I remember opening night going to the theater, me and my friends, and then we ran into some other people from our school that just got out of it, and we're like, "How was it?" Like, "Oh my God, it's so fucking badass!" And then we go in, and I'm like, "Oh, it just the being there and like experiencing it, it was something."
Feeling like you could feel the sound in the air when you watched that movie in the theater. It was so intense, and that was the thing that, like, I remember my dad said, "Oh, if I knew that's what was going on, I probably wouldn't have taken it to you." But I'm glad we went to see it because that was pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
But
so what they say? What was where did we land?
0% for Watchmen, 0% for Sin City. That was
what?
shocking to me. Both
Nothing. Those are both great movies, though. Like, they're both still a good watch.
That's what I thought. Not the toasties out there.
All right.
So that leaves a 93% and a 7%. 7% went
Scott
to
Pilgrim, number one, right?
Yeah. 300 is 7%. Scott Pilgrim swept it. I was shocked because, like I said last week in my review, it was not a hit at the theater, but boy, later on did it get where it had to get.
Absolutely. And what's funny is I feel like that honestly could be said for all of these movies.
That's very true.
Some of them actually had a little bit greater critical reaction. I feel like Watchmen had a lot of people show up in the theater. 300 had a lot of people show up in the theater. But all of them genuinely have a good following. Like, I feel like you have someone who will say each one of these films is a film that they hold near and dear.
Yeah.
You know?
It's weird. For years I've been like, I gotta rewatch Watchmen because I remember seeing it at the ArcLight Cinerama Dome, and I don't know, I don't recall loving it, but I recall it being spectacular, and it's sitting in my queue on HBO Max. I just gotta pull the trigger and watch it, I think, again. And I hear nothing but rave reviews for the TV series.
The series? Yeah, I got to crack into that myself. Which, Toasties, let us know. Is that something we should jump in for you guys? Those of you who haven't watched the Watchmen series just like us, is that something we should cover too? Should we be doing batches of episodes for you guys? Let us know. Hit us up on the socials.
Dennis, my God, I think we're gonna have to have a TV toast podcast, because I just realized now that you also have HBO Max, we can both watch Snowpiercer as well. God, we can catch up on some of the shows.
Oh, dude, I would love to do. Oh man, because I'm genuinely curious, especially with that cast. I love the guy playing the detective. You know, why can't I think of his name?
Diggs.
Oh yes, David Diggs. Now, am I ever going to separate him from Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt? No, but that's fine.
Oh, see, it's funny for me. I picture him from this amazing movie that he co-wrote and co-starred in called Blind Spotting, which now they're turning into a TV series. Such a great! I think I reviewed it episodes ago, but it's funny that we both have different takes of him. But yeah, I think a lot of people probably know him from like you were saying, Hamilton.
Oh shit! There's so many angles you can see him from that, and he's so fantastic from every single one.
Oh yeah,
he's an incredible singer, he's an incredible actor, and just he presence he can carry on screen without even speaking a word. Like he's good at portraying that body language. You know,
oh yeah,
he's a stage actor clearly.
Mhm.
He sells that so well, and I feel like that always shows when you have the actors who have been on the stage. They have to throw it a little bit harder so you can see it through the lens, get from your seat. That it shows, and yeah, he's one of those guys, that's for sure.
Yeah. So I feel like that was some fun polls. Do you want to get a little trivia before we get into our overstuffed toaster amount of reviews?
You're going down this week, man.
All
I
right.
think I got your number.
All right, cool. What's my number?
Less than 3 questions correct, hopefully.
All right. Well, one of you, you can take the.
Oh,
All right. So what would you like? Once again, audience, our categories we have here is comedy/cartoon, action/adventure, drama/musical, and horror/sci-fi.
all right. I'm gonna paraphrase my favorite Reynolds, and I'm gonna say the horror in sci-fi.
All right, cool. All right. Ooh, okay. This is interesting. When you were unavailable to record a couple of
Ooh.
God, I was gonna say seasons ago, a couple of months ago, we had one of our buddies, Rick Tomeo, on here as a co-host, and he
Rick.
this movie. So I don't know if you've seen this movie, if you haven't, or if you have.
Okay.
Let's get into it. What is the name of the demons in Hellraiser? We have a couple of options here. We have Plenobites, Renobites, or Cenobites.
Cenobites.
All right.
Cenobites.
All right,
Boom.
you got it. You could not. You were like jumping at the fucking the nips at that one.
Jumping at the nips. I'm gonna save that one. I'm gonna use that later.
I don't even know what that is. It's not even a thing.
I don't know either. But I like it.
It just that's what came out. All right. So
Okay.
all right, 1-0. So
What are you having, man?
oh,
what are you
hit me
taking?
up with comedy cartoon this week. I'm Billy Crystal. Let's do this.
Son of a bitch. Okay, this is the first question. I swear to God. All right, Toasties. If you listened to last week, you'll understand why he made the reference to Billy Crystal. So here's your question. I swear to God, this was the next comedy/cartoon. What is James P. Sullivan's nickname in Monsters Incorporated?
Sully, baby.
Son of a bit. I swear, that was literally the next question. I cannot believe you got another movie that Billy Crystal and or Meg Ryan was in.
Oh man. Although that was my god there, John Goodman as that character, but Mike Wazowski, he's the second banana.
Yes, sir. Oh, he's right next to the Sully. He's right next to Sully.
Hey, you can't have one without the other. Ooh, Dennis,
Tom Hanks.
That's one show I can't wait. Monsters at Work, where it picks up where the movie left off. We're going to see them now learning to make kids laugh to get electricity from Monsteropolis.
Okay, that could be funny. Yeah. I'd like to see that.
Yeah, I'm pumped for it. I'm ready for it. It's coming in a couple of months, I think.
You know what else is coming? An action or adventure question.
Okay, all right. Ooh, boy. Oh, God, here you go. Here's a free fucking shift right here. You're gonna knock this one out of the park here. I shouldn't even. I feel like I shouldn't even ask. I'm just gonna give you the point. Who co-starred with Bruce Willis as Harlem Store owner? As a I'm gonna take that again, even though you already know.
Samuel L. Jackson.
Yep. Good old. What was his name? Moses, I think.
Zeus.
Zeus. God, that's my. What a great. I like that more than I like 2. Like 2's great. You're in the airport, but they're running all over the city answering questions with a vengeance. So good.
How many gallons are left over?
Oh, and the fact that it's Hans Gruber's brother or brother, right?
Yeah, brother. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Was the brother.
But yeah, once I saw that, I'm like, who wouldn't know the answer to that fucking question? It's like the greatest pairing. I love fucking Reginald Vell Johnson, fucking Carl Winslow, but Sam Jackson, such a star in that. One of his earlier movies too.
You put some Jedi power in there. It's hard to beat it.
Yeah.
All right, man. So what do you want to take for your next category?
You took a dive on that one. I want to say comedy, but I'm not going to ask comedy again. I'm going to go for, God, I'm going to bite myself hard on this. I'm going to go for drama musical, and I think you could walk away with the game right here because I don't know drama musicals, but I want to give it a fair chance.
I'm not sorting through cards. This is just the next one, and I think you'll be able to survive. You'll make it to the next question.
Okay.
Johnny Depp makes a white Christmas for Winona Ryder in what
Oh,
Tim
phew.
Burton film?
Yeah, you know, it's hilarious. Like before he said that, I'm like, I want to cut you off. I want to say, here's not the answer. I want to say fucking Sweeney Todd because it's a musical. It's good drama. But now, man, my old acting teacher from Columbia, Caroline Aaron, who plays Jonah Hill's mother in 21 Jump Street, stars in this film or co-stars or has a cameo in it.
Yes.
Good old Edward Scissorhands.
Yes, there you go, man. Nice.
Oh,
And look
boy.
at that. Name dropping teachers from school. Caroline Aaron. You were awesome. No, she was a very awesome
I
person.
loved her,
That-
man.
Yeah,
Whenever
there
I
was-
see her and things, I'm just so
Oh,
happy.
Yes.
To be a better person. Humble
Oh
as
my
fuck.
gosh. So
Like-
and then and appreciative when she was recognized. She didn't
Mhm.
like she wasn't bothered when you would approach her and remind her of the thing you saw her in. Oh, just heart of gold.
I think I recently
Awesome.
saw her. No, I could be wrong here, but I think I saw her on a rerun of King of Queens, and she plays a neighbor to the Heffernans and her husband's
Oh.
Bryan Cranston.
Oh, that's funny.
And like fucking
I-
22 Jump Street, her at dinner with fucking Ice Cube. Oh man, and Queen
No,
Latifah.
my favorite part. Who drew a dick on this picture? I love her screaming and like freaking out about the party.
Yeah, that was.
But the other, like my introduction to the series, dude, Marvelous Mrs. Maisel.
Oh, she's in that.
She's in that too. Yes,
My God, good
she's
for her.
the ex-husband. She plays his mother
Oh wow,
in the series.
nice. That's
Yeah,
sweet.
so like it's no small role. Like Caroline has just been knocking it out of the park her whole career. Like,
Yeah, probably longer than we've been alive. And it's not a name many
Yeah.
people will know, but if you saw her face, like, that lady, cool.
that is a character actor you will probably recognize if you go look around.
Yeah, and like she'd do student shorts and stuff too, which was kind of cool.
Yes.
But so yeah, that was cool to talk about her. I haven't thought about her in a little while, but so Dennis, what is the next category you'd like?
You know what? Let's flip on back to the horror sci-fi.
All right.
Horror sci-fi.
Okay. Whew. Okay. Ooh. Okay.
Maybe
What
not.
is the name of the spacecraft in Alien?
The Nostromo.
Okay, see, there we go. I knew I shouldn't. Part of me is like, I got him with Alien 3 the other day. Maybe I'll get him with this.
See, I know the first two. I don't know them after the first two.
And I'm happy that you said that because I'm just like, oh God, I don't know how to pronounce these names, so I'm happy.
I forget. It is named after like an explorer or a philosopher.
I was gonna say like Nostradamus or something on that, but probably.
Oh shit! I could see that. I could see that.
But see, I would have been thrown off because the third option here is Prometheus, and I'd be like Prometheus, and be like, no, you idiots.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in the universe, but what, a couple hundred years before or something?
I don't know. I
Or like
honestly,
100?
I'm not a giant fan of the Alien films, and I feel like I should go back and rewatch them. The first one, I'm not. Maybe I should watch Aliens. And
You know what? I would challenge you. Go back and play that last Alien video game. That will give you can play through the storyline of the daughter of the main character in the first Alien movie, where she's going back to like recover the Nostromo, and it's rather than relying on 80s schlock to try to make you scared, why not be the person who's about to be killed? You know, I'll
That's
challenge you to
interesting.
that. Yeah. Alien Resurrection, I want to say, or no, that's a movie.
Yeah,
Anyways,
yeah.
the second to last Alien game. It's a survival horror. You just can't get killed. You can't fight the thing. You just got to run. You know, just like the movies.
Fair
But
enough.
yeah, instead of watching those, maybe give that a shot.
Sadly, I would probably make it like one stage and be like, this is too tough for me. It's not Mario.
Just don't play it with your microphone on, because then it hears you. It
Shit.
literally can hear you.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You know what else is awesome, Dennis? I want to take another comedy cartoon because you did horror twice, and this is probably gonna bite me in the butt.
All right, now same thing. No shuffling. This is the set. This is just the next card.
Sweeney
So I'm
Todd.
afraid you can. Damn it! No, it's this may tie it up, but
I don't know.
we'll see. We'll see. This could be tough. This could be tough.
I think it is gonna be.
I think you might have been a little drunk when you saw this movie, so I don't know.
I'm always drunk apparently.
What was the name of Simba's evil uncle in The Lion King?
Oh man, such a tough. I wasn't drunk. I was like
In kindergarten.
I remember seeing this at the drive-in, man. I get
At
so
the
many reviews at the
drive-in?
drive-in. Yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah,
That's
you bet.
cool.
I
Oh.
don't know what it was paired with. I probably could only watch one movie before I pass out. And I saw the live action one of the drive-in too. And can you tell I'm buying some time here before I say Scar?
There you go. All right. Well, there you have it, folks. We tied it on up.
Oof.
It's 3-3.
Tiebreaker here, where we gotta who can get the most on one card.
I was
Or-
gonna say we just that's it.
Okay.
We tied up. I think this week we just tied it up.
All right. Yeah.
All right. You know what? All right. No. Let's go one more. One more
All right.
each.
All
Let's see if we can break
Because
it.
last week we had a tie, and then it came down to the first person to mess up. I keep swearing, guys and gals out there. I gotta stop swearing.
Stop fucking swearing.
Yeah, piece of garbage I am. You can swear. You don't do it very often, so that's
It's easy though. It's easy.
yeah, it really is. So what would you like?
Oh, that's funny. I got the question you had for me last week.
Oh.
Drama musical, because this is the drama
Okay,
musical.
cool. Which Hollywood leading man was in Spy Game, The Horse Whisperer, and All the President's Men?
Robert Redford.
Yes. Yep. You got the
All
Redford.
right.
Oh man, I love him and Captain America.
In everything. Like, are you kidding me? Like, name a bad Robert Redford movie, please. Jeremiah Johnson. Go check it out, folks. If you've never heard of it, that is some of the most gorgeous cinematography you'll probably see this year, and it's a very limited dialogue movie. Like, I'm very curious how the script reads, because it's just a lot of very pregnant cinematic shots. It's just a lot of landscapes, watching him traverse the world. A city guy decides he's going to go make it out in the wilderness, out in the Wild West. that is it. Like, that's the movie right there.
I wish you would have said horror sci-fi, because this question here, I'm gonna give it to you right now. It's a super simple one. What candy snack, not candy, but candy snack does E.T. enjoy? Who wrote these questions? I'll take a
Skittles. No. Peanut butter Skittles.
yeah, you know those famous Taste the Peanut Butter Rainbow commercials.
Taste the peanut butter.
I'll go for action adventure. I think you could win this one.
All right. Let's see. All right, man. Who plays?
I feel like you got this. I don't.
You could get it. Well, we'll see. I know this is one of Val's favorite movies. So, who plays the adventurous babysitter in Adventures in Babysitting?
Oh, God, I love this movie. I can picture her face, I think. And yeah, at first I was gonna think Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter Said. I was gonna say Christina Applegate, but I'm like,
she likes that one too. That is like, that's right up there on her list too.
Which is funny. I was talking to someone the other day about the modern day Jonah Hill version of this, the Sitter. I gotta rewatch that. I love that one.
That one is funny.
Maybe I'm picturing this woman. I can't picture her name, but I'm picturing her. I think we even mentioned her last week, talking about Kevin Kline and whatnot. Not Kevin Kline, Kelvin Kline. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm picturing her.
I'm going to tell you no.
Okay.
We did not mention her last week.
I don't know why I'm picturing. Good thing I didn't say her.
I'm steering you away from that. I'll give you that much.
Thank you.
That is not it.
I feel like a failure here. I'm not going to guess it, but I do love this movie. I watched it so many times on HBO as a child, and
it's okay.
It's
like I said, I didn't know,
but
C-3PO could speak 60 million languages, so it's only fair that you didn't know.
No, don't say.
Oh, you knew I was doing it. You knew I was doing it.
Yeah, you just want to take the win here, Dennis, and you don't know how hard it is. I want to grab my phone and look this up. God damn it!
No, don't.
I'm not.
You gotta play it fair.
I'm not going to, because that's how I live. I could keep going all day and filibustering, and then finally figure out the name, but the audience doesn't want to hear that. So
come on now.
Let me just start a name. We're in the 80s. I know this isn't her, but I'm just gonna say it because it's an '80s name, Phoebe Cates, but it's not Phoebe Cates.
Okay, just gonna rip the Band-Aid off.
Wait,
Ready?
no, wait, no, go ahead. It's not Julia.
No, wait, no, go ahead.
It's not
No.
Julia.
One more.
Lewis.
Nope.
Okay, no. You're like
You got
Julia
one more?
Louis-Dreyfus.
Julie Louis-Dreyfus.
No, I don't.
Is it Jerry Seinfeld?
Yep, it's
It's Elizabeth Shue now.
son of a bitch.
Elizabeth
Shue.
Shue.
Son
Sorry,
of
dude.
a bitch. It's all good.
It gets the best of us.
Yeah.
It's just how the cookie crumbles some weeks. This
Good for
week,
her.
it's Dennis taking the trivia.
What was she? She was in some. Oh, The Boys. We were talking about her in The Boys, and then seeing in the same season her playing her wholesome character on Cobra Kai. It's like,
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh damn! Look at you, Elizabeth Shue.
yeah. Look at you. Adam doesn't remember your name, but look at you. I can't believe it. And congratulations on the win there. Two games to one game. The tide is turning.
You know, man, we got a lot of episodes left.
You know what
I feel
happened
like
there,
there's
Dennis?
plenty of opportunities.
I'll tell you what happened. You just drifted on away. You took it. You Tokyo drifted on that one, buddy.
I Tokyo drifted on into our first review of the night, which, folks, isn't brought to you by me because only one of us is doing the Fast series, and that is Movie Toaster Adam. How was it over in Japan?
Oh man, so let me tell you. All right, so we got the third movie in the Fast and Furious movie, The Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift.
On the other side of the world, on the wrong side of the law, a new style of racing rules the Tokyo underground.
How you guys get away with this?
And all the best drivers want in.
Who's a tourist?
Let's see what the kids got. Then let's race.
But when you live on the edge, anything can happen.
You came to the wrong place.
This is one of the movies that stuck on my head so much. Like, this was one of my favorites. So it doesn't follow Paul Walker. It doesn't follow Vin Diesel. It just follows a regular American boy who gets in a little hot water in America, and then he's sent to Tokyo to live with his dad. And when he's in Tokyo, he meets some people, and he kind of gets in the underground drift racing.
As one does when they go to move to Japan. Holy
He
shit.
meets Bow
You've already
Wow.
see, I'm sorry. See, you've just said why I have an issue with this film. I needed some connection, and I couldn't wait 2 hours to make the connection.
I mean, yeah, you got there's two connections here.
Excuse me.
First connection is it's a fan favorite character we introduce here, Han, and boy,
Yes,
oh boy,
that's
people
true.
love him. And but then at the end of the movie, there's a little cameo here from everyone's favorite Dom.
Let's go
Toretto.
drag racing in a parking garage.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like last time we saw him, he was in the streets of LA, and now he's racing in mall garages.
Which, by the way, the car he's in is the car that was trashed next to the train tracks in Los Angeles that he somehow recovered and brought to another country. You know, Dom things.
Dude,
Hashtag Dom things.
How do you
Family. Hashtag family.
How do you not it's like it's Fast and Furious, so we'll let that slip here, man. Nobody cares. It's all good.
Only
Like,
if it's a Corona.
As long as it's a Corona.
like I gotta tell you, and it's like God, this movie, it's great. I love it. It's schlocky, it's fun, but it's not Fast and Furious. It's like Fast and Furious
Thank you.
is redheaded
you.
stepchild. I mean,
Yes. It's a car movie, right?
Yeah,
like it is a coming of age car movie.
yeah, and it's funny because the boy that he's racing in the beginning to be a badass, and it's another boy in high school, but this is by the eldest son from Home Improvement, so it's like that guy is clearly out of college, but somehow he's still in high school drag racing. Like, I don't
He's
know.
like the 32-year-old who's
Yeah.
still hanging out with like
Yeah,
the 20-somethings.
yeah, it's very awkward.
Yeah.
Now, does this movie hold up? Not as great as I
Ooh,
recall. I remember seeing it in
really?
the theater, but I'm gonna give it a solid 3 slices of toast because
Damn,
it's
okay.
something about it. I dig it, man. Tokyo Drift, check it out, guys and gals.
Hey,
Check
you know,
it.
if it gets the job done, I'm not going to knock your interpretation. I feel I'm sure I will have that reaction to some of the later films as I get to them. So I'm looking forward to that stuff. So
Well, that's the thing. It's like we joke around here saying, "Oh yeah, you're fucking drifting, you're racing in parking garages and whatnot in Tokyo." But it's like, dude, they're going to space in this next movie essentially. So
yeah,
nothing's out of the ordinary. This
the,
is this
yes,
is pennies compared to the dollar coins they're throwing at one another at the strip club in the next movie.
right. It's like the bar gets raised exponentially in every
yeah.
film. That it makes sense. I get why now in hindsight it goes this direction.
Yeah.
It was meant to be a series about racing, not a series about Dom and the family. It was the tone. Like as you know, as much as I keep making the joke, but for real, it was about the cars. You're coming because car movies have been a thing. You know, racing movies have been a thing for a long time.
Yeah.
But
So what do you got this week? What's up first for you?
You know what? For my next review, I'm going to trade out 4 tires for 4 horseshoes. I am talking about the recent Netflix release of Concrete Cowboy, starring Idris Elba and Caleb McLaughlin.
There's a horse in your house.
Oh, that's you right here.
I ain't staying here.
All right. So once you step out, that door stays locked till morning.
My goodness, man. This was, I got to be honest, I was very intrigued by the story. Now, I will frame this with a little bit of something. When I saw this coming down the pipeline for like upcoming trailers on Netflix, I was reminded of a story I saw on the local news of there was a, I believe it is a stable in Compton that there is a group of like urban cowboy dudes in the middle of town that they ride their horses through town. So this is not a unusual phenomenon. This is something that occurs all over the country and has been there for a long time. And that's why I was excited to watch this film. Concrete Cowboy brings to the forefront a piece of American culture I feel we do not appreciate enough. And this is something that is very inherently just American. And that is the existence of cowboys. And Concrete Cowboy is a coming-of-age story that is telling the tale of Caleb McLaughlin from Stranger Things fame, where he's had a rough time. We open up on he was just in another violent fight. We're hearing a voicemail from his high school principal calling his mom, saying, "I'm sorry, but we are on our wits' end. We have to expel him."
Can I interrupt for a second, Dennis? Sorry,
yeah,
I'm
sorry.
Very inappropriate here, but I think I know where this movie's going. He gets in this troublesome area, and he's sent to his father, who lives in Tokyo, and they're doing drag racing with horses.
Yes, but you're missing. You have a Incredible Hulk themed horse.
Oh yeah,
Bow Wow. That. No.
Oh man, you got my blood pushing. I'm like,
okay. Now, folks, Adam was calling some stuff. I'll admit, yes, coming into the film, you're gonna call it. This is you are taking some of the turns that are classic in a coming of age story, but right away, and I'm talking in the first few minutes, cinematically, this movie has a powerful punch. The music, even the dialogue and the audio, it is very well done. Just getting the voicemail of the principal while watching the cityscape of Detroit, you're seeing the broad strokes as you're zooming in closer and closer on the child's mother. You're seeing Caleb McLaughlin's character. You're seeing him finally, Cole, that's what his character's name. Cole is sitting on a bench outside the principal's office in handcuffs as his mother walked past, and all she does is kind of stop and sigh in front of him before walking into the principal's office. This is a movie where you may be predicting some of the turns it's about to take, but the presentation it's giving you, the strokes that are being presented are actually very artfully done. This is something that I found after the fact. This is based on a novel that, although it is based on a novel, the things that we're pulling from shine on the screen. These are characters that, at least to me, it plays like watching a play You could probably write a version of this that would just be beautiful on the stage, although difficult with live horses, I'm sure. But it's I'm painting broad strokes here. Troubled kid, he can't hack it in school. Mother decides to send her son to meet his estranged father, who's never really been a part of his life, who lives out in Philadelphia. And I'm talking, dude, they drive overnight from Detroit to Philly. He wakes up and they're just in front of his father's doorstep in the middle of Philadelphia. She just he just wakes up to his mother throwing 2 garbage bags of his clothes on his father's doorstep. She gets back in the car, tells him to get out, closes the door, locks the car. She's bawling and drives away while he's screaming, pounding on the driver's side door, begging for his mother to stop, to let him go. Like, I don't know this man. Don't leave. Please do not leave me here with him. And it's just so heart-wrenching. You feel this. And I was already like within the first 15 minutes, Caleb is just getting my props all over the place because he's selling it all over the screen.
That's terrible. That's like a nightmare. You pass out and you wake up in the middle of nowhere. You don't know who you're being dropped off to. That's scary.
Exactly, dude.
Especially if it's your father and you don't even know him, and you're crying. You're so afraid to be with him.
I mean, at this point, he could barely call him his father. It was the fact that he was losing his mother. His mother was giving up on him in his perspective. Now now for you parents, we know she wasn't. The way she framed what she was doing, it's I have no choice left. I need to now. You need to just fall. You need to fall on your knees. You need to skin yourself in order to see how much it hurts. You need to know what you're doing and the impact you're having in your life. And it's so powerful. Now, okay, I'm dragging this out, but I want to try to wrap this up. The rest of the cast, we are filled in with a lot of real cowboys from Philadelphia. The actual stable that this movie is based on, they went and got people from the street, and they are fluffing out the rest of the characters. And you know what, dude? Even though they're not actors, I think it was amazing. I loved seeing real cowboys on screen. I love seeing this piece of America that just doesn't get talked about enough. There are cowboys still around today that are just trying to keep the heart and soul of their passion alive. There's this connection between man and animal that isn't just one breaking the other. And that's something they meet head on. It's not man breaking a horse. It's man earning the trust of an animal and allowing it to feel free while trusting this person. It is a beautiful story. I got to be honest, it brought tears to my eyes a couple of times. I couldn't help but feel everything it tried to get me to feel. Now, was that just me? Probably. I loved what you're presenting for me. I loved seeing, like I said, this fragment of America that we just don't see enough. Idris Elba knocked it out of the park. And I will say, I feel like there's a few points where his accent kind of leaked through just a tiny bit. But when he's surrounded by a lot of the other characters, and I've always been a fan of Method Man as an actor, but I loved watching him play a character I wasn't used to seeing him play. He's a sheriff. Oh. I'm talking cowboy hat sheriff. He's not on our side. He's actually trying to get the stables shut down. So we're not cheering for Method Man when he comes on screen. Oh. But he's from our character's past. So he's close to the heart of the story. But long and short of it, folks, I'm going to give Concrete Cowboy 3.5 slices. It hit me hard, and I felt so much watching this movie. It looked beautiful. I thought the story was well told, even if some of the beats seemed predictable. The way things were executed and just the way things are presented to us as an audience, I thought was beautiful. I had an incredible time, and I thought Caleb especially finally got this moment to truly show his full talent. And this man can do
when
it.
he said it was him, because I saw the trailer for this, I'm like, wait, the boy from Stranger Things? That guy's like 10.
Yes.
I just looked it up as you were talking. He's 20 years old. How's this kid 20 years old?
That first scene,
so
the first shot you see him. Oh my God. I was just like, who is this man? Like, I know that kid we see on Stranger Things. there's a young man sitting here going through some rough stuff. But no, the chemistry between Caleb and Idris is incredible on screen. I had a great time watching the film. Like I said, 3.5 slices. And now this isn't going to be everyone's cup of tea. Is it a cowboy story? Yeah, to a certain extent. But this is a coming of age story first. This is learning to get on one's feet after having your feet broken. Like he's fallen all the way down, and we got to watch him try his absolute best to try to climb out as much as he can. And it's a wonderful journey. It's just I would highly recommend it. Concrete Cowboy over at Netflix. Please go check it out.
Nice. Yeah, no, I'm jazzed. That I had mixed thoughts when I saw the trailer, but I think you sold it on me, man.
No, yeah, please do. I mean, I know it's like the kind of, there will be points where the language is very like cowboy, so you kind of have to like interpret a little bit, but it's no more than going to like watch a play. It's you got to kind of read between the lines. The tone of what's being said is what's more important than the literal words being said. If you know
Makes
what I mean.
sense.
Yeah.
Oh. Huh.
All right, man. I think you got an interesting kind of social media inspired flick up for us next. If
You
I'm
could
not
say
mistaken.
that. You could say that. Yeah, I saw this movie that I had no clue. I was sitting in a theater a couple of weeks ago and I saw a trailer. I'm like, what the fuck is this? I got to see this movie. I saw a movie called Profile.
Tell me about you.
You're beautiful.
In the beginning, he would be testing the waters. He's a hunter. He wants to seduce me first.
I love you.
Only then will he give me a guide into the recruitment process.
Come here. I'll give you everything you need.
A whole new life, a very happy one.
You have to believe me. It's paradise.
You're brave to admire in a man. Can I ask you what your job is?
I don't want to talk about it over the internet. There's journalists everywhere.
Journalists. And they've got no morals. They're vultures, you know.
Exactly. You're full of surprises, aren't you?
It's one of those movies in line with that movie Searching. Everything that's shot is shot over a computer screen. Like everything you're seeing movements of mouses. You're seeing people on Skype type calls. So this is about a aspiring journalist who finally gets a shot to write for a big publication or website. Nowadays, it's not publications. And she wants to write an expose about how young girls are online and they're being persuaded and tricked into moving over to join Islamic extremist militant groups because they're persuaded by online they're met by these people who are recruiters. So she pretends to go online. She makes a fake profile to pretend to be a young girl who's kind of fed up with living in her country and being misunderstood by everyone she knows. And she goes on, she likes all these like videos from the groups, and right away a guy is like, hey, yeah, you just liked a bunch of my videos, are you interested in hearing about this and that? Oh, and like it's just boom, right there, this guy, he kind of starts a connection with her, and we see like over the course of a month her going from writing this to almost wondering if she is buying it. Like, is she putting everything at stake? Like there's a point where the publisher or her editors like, stop, you can't go any further with this, and where she might almost lose her fiance, and she's just going down a rabbit hole. Like she is buying into it, you think, or you're not sure if she's buying into it or if she is like just writing the piece and she's that deep. But oh, it's such a tense movie. Like just seeing like every day her talking to this guy, it's like over the course of like 29 days, they skip around a little bit, but oh god, it is like they show like literally at one point it's like he's like, well, let's get married. You can't be here right now, but you get married, and then later on you can come here, you can join me, here's a beautiful house that we're gonna live in, and this and that. And this shit gets intense. Like this movie is I don't want to spoil anything, but wow. So yeah, I'm gonna give the movie Profile 4 slices of toast. It was just riveting. Like never did a second go by that I was let down or like bored. It was just on the edge of your seat because you don't know what to believe anymore. You're like, holy cow, it's intense. So yeah, I'm happy I checked this out on a whim. I was gonna see Spiral this way, but I decided I'd check this out first.
Yeah, I was gonna say I like the director of this movie, Timur Berkmenim. Sorry, folks. Timur Bekmambetov, who I as difficult as it was for me to get the name out, you may recognize from the director of the Night Watch, Day Watch, the Russian films, as well as he directed Wanted, Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter, and was a producer on The Snow Queen, Black Lightning, and Hardcore Henry. So this is a guy who is associated with a lot of like good quality action, adventure, just high tension films. He's really good at raising the stakes. You know, he's good at recognizing those types of things. So I'm very curious to check this out. It sounds like this is honestly one of his better reviewed films too of his career. So,
and the crazy thing is, like, at the end you find out this is based on like a true story and whatnot. Like,
oh god, oh brutal.
And even the way it ends is like, oh wow, ooh, that's rough. I did not see any of that coming. I want to spoil it so bad, but I don't want to get there. It's definitely worth a watch if you get a chance.
Nice, man.
In theaters. I don't think it's on VOD, but if you feel safe to go to theaters and check it out, or when it comes out on VOD, you should definitely rent it or whatnot.
Oh, for sure, dude. Especially 4 slices. Hell yeah, man. I'm gonna go check that out.
Fantastic. And like I said, barely,
especially that style of storytelling, I find very, very appealing. It's you're breaking ground in something very unusual, especially when it looks like they started production of the film in 2018.
I wouldn't be shocked.
This is a pre-COVID, like they didn't plan this around COVID.
You could believe that you could believe it could have been shot during COVID.
Yeah.
And like it's even a period movie, which normally I don't like. It takes place in 2014. I don't know if that has any significance. The only issue that I have with it, all the sites that she goes to, because she does research and stuff, it's all a lot of .coms. And doesn't the UK have like .uk or something as their...
Oh shoot.
But I could be wrong. I mean, maybe she's using American sites, but yeah, that's what I was thinking. But
.co.uk.
That's the only hang up I had. I'm like, weird, but okay. I don't know. I've never been there, so I can't say they're making it up. But
speaking of hang-ups, my next review here. Folks, it just dropped. It just was released in theaters this last week, as well as came to HBO Max. I'm going to review Those Who Wish Me Dead.
Hey, stop! I'm not going to hurt you. I want to see where the blood's coming from. It's not my blood. You in trouble? Anyone else in trouble?
My dad said if anything happened, I should find someone I could trust. Are you someone I can trust?
This is a film starring Angelina Jolie. She plays a smoke jumper. And I gotta say, right off the bat, I appreciated the fact that they were trying to shine a light on a group of people that I feel like don't maybe not get enough recognition. It's one of those things you just kind of expect to be there when you need it to be, rather than you think about these are people who are training for the worst day in your life every day of their life.
That's intense.
Yeah. When you really frame it that way, it's like these are some hardcore motherfuckers. And I'm framing it that way because that's exactly how it's shown to you. These are people who are living life on the edge all the time, even in their free time. They might have some fun with their parachutes and running a truck trailer down the freeway, but that's not the main course of the movie. I gotta say, the movie starts off. We meet an incredible cast. Like I said, this is a film starring Angelina Jolie, and we're introduced to a fine talent named Finn Little. But we recognize a few other faces, such as John Bernthal, Aidan Gillen, Nicholas Hoult, Jake Weber, Tyler Perry. The list goes on. You just keep recognizing person after person, and it's all like fantastic actors. Every one of these names I've rattled off are people who can carry themselves very, very well on screen. And dude, let me tell you, the first 25 minutes, I was in it. The first 25 minutes, I was in it. After those first 25 minutes, we turned a whole different direction that I was fucking not invested in. All right. So I told Adam before we started recording, and here I'm going to tell you folks, I came at this film what I call with a Adam review / viewing. Okay, I didn't watch any trailers. I didn't even read the synopsis. I was just aware of the film coming out. I was excited to watch something that Angelina Jolie was starring in again, and I knew it was like an action adventure rescue kind of film. I knew there was going to be like fires, like that was it. Taylor Sheridan directed. I'm a fan of his work. I am a fan of the series Yellowstone, and
Rated it. Yep.
It's just I have a great time with that. He had for those of you who don't know Yellowstone, he had a heavy hand in Sons of Anarchy. So if you want to have an idea of the sense of like kind of where he's coming from,
and he wrote some amazing movies. The Sicario movies, Wind River.
Oh yeah,
one of my favorite movies, Hell or High Water. Oh god,
Hell or High Water. Oh
amazing.
God, yeah. Wind River. I love that too.
Movie we recently reviewed. I did not realize he wrote.
Oh yes,
Tom Clancy's
Without Remorse.
Yeah.
Yes. He's like, this is a guy, he knows action, he knows tension, he knows how to sell this. Like this, I love the world he lives in. But let me tell you, this movie is not the strongest example of a Taylor Sheridan product.
Ooh.
I will tell you that right now. Like I said, first 25 minutes, fantastic. You hooked me in the story. You got me invested into each and every character. I loved watching. I even bought Angelina Jolie was a smoke jumper. I at first I was like, okay, that's kind of cheesy, especially, she's kind of, I'm sorry, but she's showing where she is in her stage in life, and they even added some extra makeup on her to have her be a little more weathered, and like she survived a few burns, like her arm is fucked up, and they added a few things to like she's been through some shit, and that's her whole thing, her whole setup, which again I didn't read the synopsis, so I was absorbing everything scene for scene.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so glad I watched it that way and I didn't watch the trailer and all that stuff, because it would have ruined it even sooner. This movie got so dry and so flat. All of these actors that I praised, every one of them falls flat. I mean, every single one. Not even Littlefinger himself can bring the Game of Thrones. He's terrible. Beast is terrible. Punisher is, you can barely choke him down.
For a second, I thought you meant Kelsey Grammer. I'm like, yeah, but
no. Shoot, sorry. young Beast. Okay. Folks, I'm sorry. I came into this film with all the hopes in the world. I was really excited. Like I said, even the first 25 minutes, I was so hooked. I was so sold. I was pumped to watch this badass parachuting firefighters. I mean, come on, that should have been so cool. Instead, we were given this. So I'm going to give you my slices right now. Those who wish me dead, at best 2 slices, and I'm being generous. I am being very, very generous. I should be giving it 1.5, but yikes. there were elements that were kind of still kind of interesting. The kid who starred in it, Finn Little, he did a really good job. You should watch out for this kid. He's going to be something to appreciate later. He was delivering so much emotion. His character went through a lot, watching his father get murdered in front of him, and he's getting chased by hitmen through a forest, and then he's got firefighter Angelina Jolie watching his back. He's really the anchor of the film, and everyone else is just kind of like bullshit to get him to the end point. And even then, the movie ends before we even get to cross the finish line. Oh. And it's not because we're setting up for a sequel. It's because they decided the movie's resolution is about something else by the time you get to the end. So, 2 slices at best. Wow. That's it. Those who wish me dead. Blech. Ugh.
That's weird, because it's funny, like the opposite effect for me. When I found out it was about the fire jumper people, I'm like, that's not for me. But then when I found out there was like the whole action thing with she has protected kid, I'm like, oh, that's intriguing. But it sounds like the performances and the writing just was not on
nothing.
On par.
It's like we had all the horsepower. It's like we built the most badass hot rod, and then all of the pistons misfired. Everything is off. There's nothing synced up. It just it just died on arrival. Yeah, I don't. I mean, I'd be curious to hear what your opinion is if you think it.
See, I was going to review it next week, but now I'm kind of afraid from this.
I mean, okay, let me tell you. So, Body of Brighton Rock, I reviewed a few episodes back. Tiny independent film, really cheesy, really not great, but gorgeous, beautiful shots of the national forest. This film about people fighting forest fires, there's like 12 trees.
Wow.
It's so much CG. To call back to another podcast I've been listening to lately, Office Ladies, Jenna Fisher pointed out she has a problem when she watches action movies and the main character gets injured, but they just keep going.
So does she have an issue watching her ex-husband's Guardians of the Galaxy films?
Not even that. I could imagine. Her initial example is actually Die Hard, but this is Die Hard like to the fucking max.
This is a good data Die Hard.
Angelina Jolie gets struck by lightning twice over the course of this movie, and just like fucking keeps rocking.
Just a flesh wound,
and that's not even the worst of the things. It's just she falls out of a fucking Firewatch tower on her back, lands on her spine, and she gets up and walks away.
Tis but a scratch.
This week I I'm going to be reviewing the brand new movie Spiral from the Book of Saw. But before we do that, I said, nah. I got to go back and I got to watch the previous Saw films. So I went back, and this week I powered through like a champion and watched 98% of the Saw movies that came before. I skipped the Jigsaw movie because I heard nothing but bad things, but I'm going to walk you through my take on all 7 of the Saw films. Now, I got more I could tell you about it, but I'm going to give you an abridged version. All right, so I not only watched...
cross that bridge.
They're all on HBO Max, and I watched the director's cuts in the extended editions of them, so
cool.
I got as deep as I could. So here's my take on the Saw saga. Saw saga. So this is my take on the Saw saga, with the exception of Spiral. That's going to be its own review. All right, so I figured it out. After the first movie, it had a simple and slightly earnest plot and purpose. But as these movies go on, they try adding more and more backstory that they think is going to enrich the saga, but it just digs a deeper hole for the saga to lie in. I think this really started happening after the second or third movie, after the original Jigsaw died, because they started making larger traps pitting people against one another. And that's not how he did things. Like, they literally had people essentially try to kill one another so they could move on and survive, which Jigsaw was about giving you chances. Some of these proteges he had didn't do that. So as the movies went on, the plots really felt less and less important. You didn't really care about the characters, and it almost felt like the filmmakers only cared about making the kills more and more gory. On top of that, the dialogue and the acting were really mediocre. And they got some like people that you'd seen in other things, and they've been good in them, but not in this. Like, these films are essentially horror's equivalent of Hallmark movies, or quite possibly horror of a daytime soap opera. All in all, I give the Saw saga 2 slices of toast, and I'm going to give you a breakdown of every piece of toast I gave each movie. So here we go, kids. There's going to be a lot of popping noise. I apologize. Saw, 2 slices. Saw 2, 2.5 slices. Saw 3, 3 slices. Saw 4, 2.5 slices. Saw 5, 1.5 slices. Saw 6, 1 slice. Saw 7, aka Saw 3D, aka Saw the Final Chapter, aka More Pointless Crap, 2 slices. It was like literally, it was a task. It was a chore watching these. I was so excited to watch them. I was telling everyone, I'm watching all the Saw movies for my podcast leading up to Spiral. And, oh God, I love the first 2. The first 3, even, I'd say, were pretty good. But, if you want to hear me go more in depth, in a couple of weeks, we're going to put out these mini reviews called Movie Crumbs over on our YouTube page, and you can hear my whole take on all these. But they're not as good as I recall, Dennis. I know you like the Saw movies. How do you think?
To be honest, that sounds about right. Like, I like them for what they are. You know, it's just there's fragments I really try to grasp onto that I enjoy, and I kind of liked the mystery of how are we going to get to the next one. How are you going to explain away the resolution of the last film in order to make this movie make sense? Like,
And
I totally bought into the fact that, hey, we've got like 7 of them. Yeah, we're totally just going to kind of be rehashing some stuff, and I'm good with that to a certain point until we get to Jigsaw. Jigsaw was shit.
Oh, I watched because like I said, I didn't watch that movie, but I watched a 10-minute recap of it, and God, I'm happy I skipped it. But you said, these movies, the thing that I liked is they pick up right where the last one ended. They give you different points of views from other characters that you think are just background characters, and they literally like go back and give you more backstory. But like I said, they just add more and more. It becomes more and more like slocky.
It's kind of, I feel like this is the whole, almost similar to what you're saying, the horror equivalent of like what some of the fast movies did, at least the ones I've seen. That's all I can really speak for. But it's like it's really just, how do we raise the stakes? We're going to acknowledge what you've seen. We're going to acknowledge characters, plot. We're going to try to make it make sense, but we're going to raise the bar. Yeah. That's the main thing, is we're just going to try to make it bigger. And I think that's where the series got away from itself. After a point, it's just it's so big, and then we're forgetting. Oh yeah, that's right. This whole point was this guy was trying to exact his revenge, and make people learn a lesson, not just kill people, but
they
learn a terrifying lesson. Yeah,
I feel like this would be so much better as a series nowadays. If they can make a show out of Saw, like I think you could have so many.
Man, they made a series
things
out of what's the other one? The Purge. Why can't you make a series out of this? You know,
because even the movies feel like a series, like how they pick up. They almost have like last time on Saw, like they kind of replay what happened in the beginning of the movies. It's like so perfect. And especially now that TV is even richer than film in some aspects. But I don't know. It's sad because like I think we mentioned before, you and I, back in our freshman year in 2008, we saw like the first 5 movies in a marathon. And honestly, I didn't remember anything past the 3rd movie. Like I was like, what happened to the 4th? This is the 5th. I vaguely recalled some of the things that happened. That's how sad it is. And I watched all these movies, and I probably won't remember half this crap in like 2 months. Sadly.
Yeah, but that's just the way it goes, especially with a series like this. They're not really. I feel like when it really comes down to it, you can try to recall all these details and do all this kind of stuff. What really matters is what's happening on screen in front of you.
Yeah,
it's the spectacle, the kablow, and I think we're getting a little bit more. Aren't we getting a new chapter?
I mean, we're getting something adjacent here. That's what people I think may have came here to hear about today. The latest entry in this saga is called Spiral, from the Book of Saw.
Jigsaw? Wait, I thought the Jigsaw killer was dead.
He is.
Find him. They're hours, not days.
How can I catch this guy? If there's nobody on the force, I can trust!
You can't do this alone.
Whoever did this has another motive. Something personal.
When was the last time you saw your father?
This is something that I don't think the studio was planning on. This stars Chris Rock, but Chris Rock also came up with a story for it, and he specifically wanted to get the director of the 2nd and 3rd movie to do this. So this is not exactly connected to the other ones. It's like Jigsaw did exist, but he's long gone. I don't even think they factor in for the Jigsaw movie in this. This is about Chris Rock plays a cop who a few years ago saw his partner murder a witness who was a dirty cop, and he turned his back. He told people and got that guy arrested and in trouble. And all the other cops think he's a rat and they hate him. And he's cool with that. He doesn't need a partner or anything. And then slowly but surely we start seeing cops getting murdered, and he realized the first person that gets killed was the only person in his force that would still talk to him and treat him like a normal person after what happened. Like he would go to sports events with him. He'd come over and hang out with him and his family. So he was like his best friend essentially. And that guy was murdered. He was the first person murdered, and they found tapes that were sent to him from kind of like a Jigsaw type person. Instead of the little doll, Billy the doll, this time there's like this little marionette of like a pig dressed as a cop. And there's a different voice. It's not John's voice, the Jigsaw killer. And so everything is specifically targeted towards him. And Chris Rock has a new young partner who wanted to join the force because of Chris Rock's father, played by Sam Jackson, who is one of the greatest cops or detectives or head of a department ever. And we meet him. And Chris Rock even said after what happened, his father kind of even turned his back on him. He's like, we live in the same apartment complex, and I saw you the other day, and you waved at me like we were close acquaintances. Like I wasn't even your son. And like the thing about this movie that's genius. I'm sorry, I'm just now giving a breakdown of the movie because it was fun. But it starts off, Chris Rock is like having fun. He is essentially doing stand up in here. Like the first time we meet him,
okay,
he is like talking about how, like just doing a whole set about Forrest Gump and how people treated him like shit, and like how Jenny was like a piece of shit and a slut, and like just he drops so much jokes, and he has it's hilarious, and it's so fun to see. Like you'll hear him doing jokes, but then you'll see these brutal things. And this film, what I like about it, you're not watching the people like being captured and put in all this stuff. You're just seeing little things, snippets of them in the traps and not surviving, but you're more watching the cops trying to solve this mystery and see what's happening. So it's kind of a different point of view, and it doesn't take itself too seriously, but it also does. Like unlike that the previous 7 movies I just reviewed, this actually has a plot, a story. It takes a more direct approach. It's just more of a movie. You got actors acting, you got believable concepts and stories. Yeah, you got a killer going around copycatting the Jigsaw killer, but people are putting effort into this. And like I said,
I gotta ask you then, is that the only thing that makes this a Saw movie?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, they just mentioned the Jigsaw killer, but he's dead. Yeah, there's no connection. Nobody else from those movies. You don't see the Jigsaw killer or anything. Yeah.
So why set it there in the first place?
I don't know. That's the interesting thing. Like the title says, it's from the Book of Saw. So it's like, are they now trying to make an anthology? I don't know, to be honest. But like
I gotta be honest. That's the only thing that makes me a little apprehensive, and just like, so why even bother calling it that? Why not just make a horror thriller starring Chris Rock?
Well, I'll tell you why though.
Okay.
Yeah, that will make some money, but you slap a name and a brand and a franchise that people know and love, that's going to make money.
I mean, I love Max Minghella. He's fantastic.
He's great in this.
It's like as soon as I saw he was in the movie, obviously after Chris Rock and Samuel L. Jackson, I was like, oh shit, it's like even more people I'm already invested in, people I'm a fan of. I gotta know. That's like excuse me, let me rephrase that. I am still excited to watch this. I'm just still kind of scratching my head like, well, why is it a Saw movie then?
Yeah, no, there's really no need to call it a Saw. Like you said, it could just be a cop movie with Chris Rock and Sam Jackson, and it could be a solid piece. Okay. This is honestly better than the Saw movies. Like, but that's the thing. It's not in the same ballpark. Like, it's like apples and zucchini, not fruits and vegetables. It's not apples and oranges. It's like two completely different things. But somehow it works. I'm giving Spiral from the Book of Saw 3.5 slices of toast. I think that's more than I gave any.
Holy shit!
It's like
that is. It's
not amazing. It's not shit. It's just, after watching 7 Saw movies and just feeling like I'm watching horror versions of Lifetime and Hallmark movies, this was a fresh start for me. I will say I saw it with my brother. He didn't like it. So it's not for everyone apparently, but
All
I'd
right,
be
all
intrigued
right.
to see later on if you ever get around to it. I'd like to
Oh,
see.
I'm definitely getting to this. I can promise you. And I've watched all the other movies, so I might as well cross the finish line. I got it. I was pumped as soon as I heard Chris Rock was attached to this.
Mm-hmm.
I was so excited to hear that there was a fan of the series.
Oh yeah,
like came around to create a Saw movie.
And a couple of weeks ago,
how often does that happen?
A couple of weeks ago, I was listening to the director on a different podcast talking about it, and he's like, "Yeah, I met Chris Rock. He was genuinely a fan. He was asking me questions. He had suggestions. He knew everything that happened in the previous films. He was like asking questions about this and that and this plot and that. It's like, so he's clearly someone who cares about this stuff, which is so refreshing to hear. Opposed to here's the Donnie Wahlberg who wants to.
Oh yeah. Exactly. It's not like, oh, I think I could make money off of making another one of these. No, this always sounded like he was genuinely excited by the story. He was genuinely invested by what direction this was going to go. Mm-hmm. So I might have a little bit of apprehension because it's like it doesn't have to be a Saw movie. Mm-hmm. I'm like, but it sounds like he gets the tone. He gets what Saw the world is.
And the interesting thing here, the director, like I said, he did, I think, 2 and 3.
Darren Lynn Bousman.
Yeah, he might have done 2, 3, and 4. I think it was just 2 and 3. But he said he pretty much had gotten out of directing movies and stuff, and he started doing like immersive, like kind of like escape rooms and stuff like that. And at this point, literally, the day that he took a brand new job, he was brought in to do a Broadway play, a big Broadway play. He didn't say what it was. He just was about to sign the contracts for it, and he was about to move his whole family from Los Angeles out to New York. And as he was flying home or getting stuff ready, about to sign paperwork, he got a call that I need you to come back. Tomorrow you're having a meeting with Chris Rock. And he's like, what? I wasn't going to no to that. So I just jumped on the plane, and like Chris Rock was so enthusiastic about it. His wife was even like, you can't pass this up. So it's like this guy wasn't doing it for a cash grab. He did it because of what Chris Rock was telling him. Like the fact that he could get someone to give up making a Broadway play, someone who essentially got out of the game. I just find that kind of fantastic that he's like, all right, I'm not going to do it for the paycheck. I'm doing it because someone appreciated my work and wants to elevate it.
Yeah. There's passion behind the project. That should be, man, that's what you want to hear. That's what makes good fucking movies.
And it shows because, like I said, I loved his entries, but this is 10 times better than those were.
Man, okay. Nice, man. That's cool. But I'm excited to check it out.
I sadly could not watch a TV show this week, but I think you might have watched something.
Oh, you do. You know I got you covered. And folks, we're bringing it down to our TV entry for the episode. So those of you who've enjoyed our film reviews, thank you very much for joining us. But we're about to dive into Disney Plus series Star Wars: The Bad Batch.
You fellas must be pretty valuable.
We're just soldiers. The war is over.
You pull a job for me, and I get you money.
It might work. Gear up.
We're getting the hang of this civilian thing.
So this is episode 3. We're picking up, I mean, right where we left off after episode 2. Our boys and plus Omega have escaped Camino. We're getting away from what is now the Galactic Empire, the first of the Imperial forces, and we're kind of establishing the fact that there is now this new rebellion where they're aware of Saw Gerrera. They are just trying to stay alive and make sense of what's happening in the galaxy now. Where is our place as the clones, as the Bad Batch? Omega's, like I said, Omega's along for the ride, but we came under a little fire and under escape, so we have to make a little crash land detour on a nearby moon that we were not expecting to land on, and it turns into a little bit of kind of a search and rescue. We got to go find a missing part. There's a creature that feeds off of energy that steals the power supply from their ship, and now Omega herself has to go track down the animal that has stolen their power supply. Meanwhile, this sniper of the group who succumbed to his inhibitor chip, Crosshair. He's making waves in the Empire. So Tarkin, now establishing what is going to be their new special forces unit that is replacing Bad Batch with recruits of, and we're talking some of the deadliest that they've been able to recruit from across the galaxy. We're going to send them to complete the mission they couldn't complete in the first episode. He's sending Crosshair and his new recruits back to the previous location of Saw Gerrera, and you just go ahead and you wipe out that camp. I don't care what's there. You kill everything.
That's intense.
And yeah, and Crosshair does the job, but when they get there, they find Saw Gerrera's gone. He's heard they were coming and he bounced. But as we've seen, Crosshair only knows that a good soldier follows his orders and completes his mission. He proceeds to start executing all of the rebel soldiers, and when only civilians are left, one of his new recruits stands up and says, "Okay, mission's over. We've done it. We've killed all our enemies. We're done. We're not an execution squad. We're going home." He turns his back and he starts heading towards the ship. Like we're done. Let's go back to Camino. Boom. Crosshair puts a blaster round through his heart, drops him without hesitation. Only a good soldier follows all of his orders. And the rest of his troopers proceed to pick up their blasters, including one trooper who's wielding a flamethrower, and they just incinerate the rest of the civilians, killing all of them. But although Crosshair gives the order, we do see this tiny glimmer of something in his eye that's like he doesn't want to do this, but he needs to. Oh. There's a piece of something there. There's a fragment of the Crosshair we knew from Clone Wars still left inside of him, but it's almost like he can't help but obey the orders that are being given to him mechanically through the chip in his brain. Whereas the rest of our crew, we get our ship back together, and we decide, you know what? We can't leave a man behind. I don't care if he's broken. We're going to do our absolute best to figure out how to save him. How do we get him back to the man he used to be and not continue to dive into being like the monster he's slowly turning into?
That's crazy. I thought they were completely done. That's interesting that they have the wherewithal to do something like that.
Yeah, and that's one of the things I love about this version of Echo from the Clone Wars series, where before he was just, as they say, he was what's their nickname for the rest of the regs, the rest of the regular clones. He was just another reg until he was captured by the Separatists and was modified to have his droid arm. Like he has that same the cylindrical key that R2-D2 uses to hack computers. That's what Echo has for a hand now. Oh. So he's able to hack into computer interfaces with his body, and then you have this other guy, Tech, who is actually the computer tech guy. He can do a lot of math equations in his head and all this kind of crazy stuff. So between the two of them, they were able to figure out a lot, but they're like, you know what? We might be able to beat the inhibitor chip. We just need the right pieces, and they think they can best it and try to neutralize it, not just to get Crosshair back, but to make sure the inhibitor chip doesn't work in the rest of them. Because another thing starts to show. One of my favorite characters, Wrecker, our big beastly dude who's just guy. All brawn.
Doesn't he have a badass helmet with a brawn on face? That's cool.
Yeah, he's got the skull painted onto the front of his helmet. Yeah. There was a worrying development. He started having headaches, unusual headaches without any injury. So I'm really, really hoping he doesn't start succumbing to his chip soon. But we'll have to see. Omega is now further integrated into the group. She's proven herself even more worthy by pulling them off the planet. And there's a little bit more intrigue surrounding her character because she's shown she's a little more capable than even not just the Bad Batch realizes, but even she realizes herself. I think there's something to be said about my theory of, I'm curious about the genes that were fed into her makeup. Why is she different from the rest of the clones? Why is she an enhanced clone like the rest of Bad Batch? But we'll just have to continue on to find out, won't we, Filoni?
Yes, Dennis. Yes, we will. I don't know what he sounds like.
I'll take it. That could be it. Well, folks, that was episode 3 of Bad Batch, and that was episode 85.
Wait, how many slices of toast would you give that if you had a toast?
I don't feel it's quite fair to toast individual episodes quite yet off my first interaction, because I'm gonna want to. I feel I will be over generous. This is Star Wars. My natural reaction, I'm gonna say like fucking 3.5 or something for almost all of these.
Fair enough.
I don't think it's quite fair. I feel like I need to give a toast review at the end of the season.
Yeah.
Because so much of this series relies on, I feel, a certain amount of prior knowledge. Although, Adam, it sounds like you were still able to enjoy a good amount of the first 2 episodes.
Oh yeah, no, don't get me wrong. I have no problem with it. It was just like all the Saw movies and that kind of stopped me from getting there.
Oh no, of course. No, to set that aside, it's really more there's definitely notes of things that we should be recognizing. Like they'll gently set in a character in a scene without saying too much about them. Sometimes you're supposed to know who that character is, and it's like I appreciate that this show isn't. You don't have to know, but it helps. Just like Mandalorian, you don't have to know anything about Star Wars, but it helps.
Yeah, it's always.
You can still walk away with a fantastic space cowboy, adventure story, which is totally what that is. And this is very much the action Rambo in space.
Honestly, Dennis, like I know you said you were afraid of what my thoughts were going to be. Like coming in from not watching Clone Wars or knowing these guys, I just felt like, oh wow, these are a bunch of badasses. We don't need the origin story for them, and I was on board just watching the 2 episodes. It's like everyone had their own distinguished voice and
exactly
looking at things. I liked it, and to find out that D. Bradley Baker, or is that's who did all these guys, right?
Yes, sir. He's everyone, Bad Batch and the clones.
I always think of him just as from American Dad, but it's like, God damn, he knocked it out with these guys. They all sound different.
He doesn't have to just be Klaus.
Oh, he does have to only be Klaus in my book, but I'll give him a pass this time.
Oh yeah, that was. I really enjoyed it though. Having said all that, it was a good episode, and I feel like it went by very fast. Nice. We were just kind of. We're getting out of Camino. We're getting our characters set up for the next stage of our story, their next stage of life. What are we going to do now that we don't have the Galactic Republic anymore, which is their sole purpose? So I'm very excited to see the direction this goes from here on out.
Good. You know what I would do if I were them? I'd head over to Film Freeway and search for Movie Toast the Festival and apply any short films that they got. Now, Dennis, I told you off mic that there was something I wanted to talk to you about. I want to give a shout out to a filmmaker out there who I think might have heard a previous episode of ours. This person named Sherry Raddick Stroud just on Saturday of last week submitted 5 short films to us, and they're all different genres, different actors, and it's like that's what I love. It's like someone had some stuff and they sent it our way, and it's not just here's the same genre, here's the same people, and even just different languages. The films were different, black and white. It's very 5 distinguished different things, and it's like if Sherry can do it, guys, I think anybody could do it. Like, come on. I just want to say thank you very much to Sherry. And
thank you, Sherry.
That's amazing. When I saw that, I'm like, bam, 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 bam. I'm like, holy cow. And I'm like, there's some good stuff there. And it's like, we got her. We got some, sorry, I don't want to say her. I don't know if Sherry's a man or a woman. I apologize.
We've got their films. Yeah. And and the fact that you're willing to submit that much, you're willing to share that much with the world. Props to you. That is awesome. We're
possibility of showing multiple things, possibly.
Yeah.
So yeah, like we said, guys, we want to make our audience your audience, and we want to coexist here, and that's why you should go to filmfreeway.com / Movie Toast the Festival and submit anything you got. Right now, we are in regular deadlines, I think until August. So please submit some stuff. We really want to see some of your work. I'm very excited to see more stuff. I love what we've seen now, but we're building a festival. We want to get a good day out of this for everyone. Want everyone to really shine.
Oh, absolutely. And hey, folks, for those of you who aren't necessarily filmmakers but still love to watch movies, please hit us up on the rest of the social media platforms. And we're talking about Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. We're even over on TikTok. We got a Reddit page, and we even got a Discord server if you're willing to find the link, which we have on our website. But movie_toast and all of those places. Over on YouTube and Facebook, we are Movie Toast News and Reviews. But let us know about what you think of our reviews today. Was I totally wrong on those who wish me dead? I don't think so.
Am I wrong about Saw being a schlocky piece of garbage, but a fun ride every now and again?
Yeah, I sometimes I like to eat some cheese balls. Get the oversized container and just have garbage,
And I'm not saying that we're amazing filmmakers. We couldn't make half the stuff that we review and give back.
Oh, no.
We know how much hard work and effort goes into all of this. This is just our take on it. So we do apologize if we offended anybody. And if you also want to reach out to us about something else, anything really, you can send us an email over at movietoastnewsandreviews@gmail.com. And we'd honestly would love to get some feedback and see what you guys like, what you dislike. If you could leave us a review over on Apple Podcasts, we'd really be appreciative towards you.
Absolutely. Except I stand by everything Adam says word for word, and I'm fully confrontational. So anything else is wrong. I'm going to go the other direction. No, I'm kidding.
If we were like that, could you imagine what the show would be like?
Oh,
man. That would be butting heads every week.
No. I'm just trying to be silly.
I know.
It's fun. We're all about the fun banter. We love the difference of opinion here.
Yeah.
So please let us know what you think of our reviews this week, and what did we miss out on? What's something else that released in this last month that you think should totally be in an upcoming episode of Movie Toast? Please hit us up. Let us know.
Yeah. Well, guys and gals, and everybody out there, dogs, cats, fish, whoever is out there in the world hearing us in their ear holes.
Cockatoo.
Ooh, cock-a-doodle-doo, everybody. Cockatoo to you, Dennis. What should these guys and gals and animals do?
Oh, I think all of you fine creatures should just stay toasty.
You were like jumping at the fucking the nips at that one.
Jumping at the nips. Jumping at the nips. Jumping at the nips. Jumping at the nips. I'm gonna save that one. I'm gonna use that later.
I don't even know what that is. It's not even a thing.